Jason here from Off the Beaten Path. So in the 76 and heading off to actually last job for this Friday afternoon, second last working week of the year for me. So something's happened. I think it's a good thing, but time will tell. This is the third last day I'm going to own the 76. And if you're surprised, don't worry, I'm surprised as well. This has all just happened this week. This was not planned. I'm not even finished with the build here. I had so many things planned. I've still got parts on the shelf that I haven't even fitted to this car. So you know, that's how crazy this is. But an opportunity has presented itself to buy a particular vehicle, and it's, you know, I guess it's that old saying, they made me an offer I just couldn't refuse. So it's happening. So it's gone so quick and it's ridiculous. So guys, as I was saying, changes are afoot. A couple of days from now, I won't own the 76, which is really hard to contemplate. I've been, you know, really happy with this vehicle. I like it a lot. It's proven itself to be super capable, you know, and I haven't even really done anything to it to improve the performance of this vehicle. Most of the mods I've done have been, you know, comfort mods, you know, sound deadening, head units, UHF, all of that sort of stuff. You know, the long range fuel tank, winch, finally did some tyres, you know, all of those sorts of things, rather than, you know, a lift and lockers and that sort of thing. We haven't gone that way just yet, and I was looking forward to that, and we just didn't get there. I've even still got parts on the shelf at home that I just haven't got around to fitting to this vehicle yet, which is crazy. But yeah, this opportunity has presented itself. It's a very different vehicle that I'm going to. Going back almost the way I was with the Padge, where I'm actually going to nearly a new vehicle. Well, it is basically new. It's a demo vehicle. It's a 2023 build, 2024 complianced vehicle, yeah, looking forward to telling you guys what it is and sharing it with you. But it was very unexpected, and look, time's going to tell whether this has been a good decision or whether I end up regretting it and find myself in a year or two on the hunt for another 70 series and, you know, doing this all again. You know, which is possible. I mean, this could happen. So hopefully not, but, you know, look, it could happen. So but we've got to try these things and take opportunities when they're presented. And this is something that I've wanted to try, and I didn't think it was going to come together, and then here right at the end of 2024 it's come together. And you know, it's going to make 2025 a really interesting year, I think, for the channel. That's all I'm going to say for now. So all right, here we are, peeps. Nearly my last drive in the 76. I got Troopy Matt here with me.
Hello.
He's come along to help on this journey, share the drive, because it's a long drive. We're up in Brisbane. We got here late yesterday, and we're going to grab some breakfast, and then after that we're picking up the new rig. Very bittersweet to be saying goodbye to the 76. I have loved this car, and I hope I'm not making a mistake, but sometimes the only way you find that out is to do it. you know, and I guess if push comes to shove, maybe I'll end up in a 76 again sometime, who knows. But for right now, we're moving to the new rig, which I'm still not going to tell you what that is, but you'll see soon. Hasn't been an easy decision, but I guess I'm committed, given that we've driven to Brisbane to make this happen. So next time you see me, we'll probably be picking up the new rig. Jason here from Off the Beaten Path, and we're here, we're picking up a Grenadier. So for those of you that are wondering what was happening to the 76, this is what we're replacing it with. Love the colour. Up here at Brisbane at Ignition Car Centre, Dicko and the guys here have helped put this deal together and made it happen. So this is what we're going to be driving from now on. This is what you're going to see on the channel. We're just about to go through all the features of the car, learn all the things I don't know about the Ineos Grenadier, and not too long, me and Troopy Matt will be on the road, heading south, ready to hit the tracks.
Down the bottom, yeah. 2 recovery points at the front, 3.5 tonne in total recovery weight in there. Yep. Steel bumper, so steel bumper is modular, so you get a hit on one side, you can make this part of it. Yep. Smaller air for oil, inner filter to the bottom right. Okay. Secondary radiator to the bottom left. Okay. Inner filter up front, radiator to the right. Yeah, projectile lighting, self-levels at the starter. Okay. Yeah. And your daylight, so the halo that matches what you've got up close. Very cool. Yeah. And they're also your indicators and your high beams on the projectors. Yeah. If you want to add your auxiliary spotlights to your high beam, you can do that. I'll show you how to do that when we drop it. Right. This vehicle comes with a kit training line as well. Gives it a 90 kilo weight rating. Yep. Some people can stand up there if I do. I've got to do the splits across. Upgraded tyres. We are a Cat 6 commercial vehicle, that's a category we sit in, so you've got the Cat 6 indicators there. Raised air intake, about the cooler, cleaner air up higher, not snorkel, not sealed. Yep. But all Grenadiers have the 800mm rating. Yep. Yeah, understood. Rock slider along the side there, so they protect the vehicles, so it's good for off-roading. You've got the external utility rail along the side, and internal, you can put jerry can holders on there. We've got shelves, tables, all different type of aftermarket products coming.
Yeah, I've seen there's a huge range of stuff, isn't there?
Yeah.
It's like a fold down table you can mount permanently on the side that I've seen, and all sorts of stuff. Yeah,
that's it.
Very cool.
Your roof handles, tie down points are 150 kilo rated each.
Yeah, okay.
And you've got Deutsch connectors in your 12-volt sockets. Some very basic tools underneath there. Yep. Big one is the jack. Handles in there. I'll show you where the jack is hidden, but if you ever need it, the handles are you got your rubber mats in there as well, which comes with all the bells and whistles.
Perfect.
ANC USB ports to the rear, power only, and your air vents. And obviously popping open this seat, moving the belt buckles back, you've got your auxiliary battery under the passenger seat here. Yeah. And that's connected with the main battery. We'll look at that when we get around the other side with the CTEC 150. If you want to run this as flat, popping the headrest out, lifting this strap up, put this in flat in that cabin.
Yeah, okay, right.
Okay.
Yeah, so you lift the bottom up and then fold the top down to run them flat.
You can run it flat with a slight ledge, otherwise you can just have it sitting and give you a bit more room to the rear. And the fuel draw is activated with central locking, so you lock the vehicle, that's also locked. Yep. You've got your AdBlue 16 litre tank there, lasts about 10,000 kilometres depending on driving style. Yep. We recommend not topping it up all the way, so keep it at 15, 14 litres just so you don't get any of that spillage, which can do some damage.
Sure.
And you've got your diesel 90 litre inlet here.
Yep.
If you are using high flow or you're heading remote, you will need an adapter to get that into there.
I've already one.
Good. You're all over it.
So with the AdBlue, is there an indicator on the dash to tell you the current level of it?
I'll show you where that is, and it will prompt you when you've got 20% remaining. Still, on a changeable if you need to replace them. recovery points to the rear, 4 tonnes rated for these ones. That's combined.
Yes.
You've got your toe kit to the rear here with a 13 round connector to the right. You might need an adapter if you're towing. And you've got your NATO connector to the left, which is more for a rear winch if you ever decide to go that way. You've got your quick release pin on your hitch toe. There's also a 17mm bolt underneath, which is for anti-rattle purposes. Rim is facing this side of the vehicle towards the vehicle, and you've got your lockable storage to the rear. Which is pretty handy. And torque.
I've ordered some torques.
You're very, very prepared.
One of the tips off the forum was everything on this vehicle is a Torx head. You need a set of Allen keys with the Torx and a set of sockets for the Torx.
Then you do. Roof is 420 rated, 150 dynamic, and the ladder is 150 rated to the rear. Quick access to the rear with a little door. Allows you to get in very quickly with my big belly. Opening the door a little bit like this gives me nice and easy access, and then obviously all the way open, the strut holds it in place. It's got a couple of bumpers here, 1 and 2, which are for if the small door's ever shut and that one swings shut, they're there to protect the small door. Behind this panel here we've got our first aid kit. Hopefully you never need it, but it's in there.
Great.
And there is an option to put a picnic table on the rear here. Pins 1 and 2 are designed to hold the door in place so you don't hear that rattle noise that you hear in some other vehicles. Utility tie-down points internal. You get these anchor points which can be used externally as well, which is pretty cool. Shroud there, main fuse board, and you've got a C-Tech 150 Smart Pass in there as well.
So does that mean, does it isolate the crank battery?
No. So it essentially balances the 2 batteries. So you really, it's a good starting point is what I say to people. This is a good 12-volt system, but most people add a lot more to it, start to isolate, adding lithiums to it. Up to you which way you want it.
But if you just put running a fridge overnight, it's going to be fine.
Yeah, and you can turn that power on and off up above, so you've got the ability to isolate that, but not the batteries. And then a second time, it's just tucked up in there.
So, one.
That's fully unreleasable.
Okay. Twice.
That's it. And with the aluminium body, nice and light. Lifting up the support arm from the right, just to the left of the left spring, gives us the B57 straight 6 3-litre diesel engine.
Here we are.
Detuned in a Grenadier, down to 550 Newton meters to make sure that it's got plenty of power, but also reliability and longevity. 15,000 kilometre or 12-month servicing. Main reasons people pop in here are probably washer fluids, the big one, and jumper points. You've got your positive here, and we use negative to earth to use that point. Okay. You've also got engine coolant up the rear here. Generally you shouldn't need to touch that, but if you've got a heating issue, just put water in there as clean as possible. Don't mix coolants, so don't put colour in there. Brake fluid, air filter. You've got a 10 and 25 amp cabling sitting behind here ready for future additions if you want to add light bars. You've also got a 350 amp behind the driver's side lamp for a winch if you ever want to put one in here. Inner cooler radiator, power steering reservoir, air conditioning, low pressure coolant, mainly for aircon and pocket. It hits this middle button. I'm going to show you what it sounds like, just so that you are not surprised too much if it happens. So, if you hear that going off like that, more than likely you hit the panic button. You just hit it a second time or hit the unlock button. It will clear it for you very quickly.
Okay, good to know.
Mechanical key, locking the vehicle will turn the lights on for 60 seconds. You can adjust that in the settings, or hitting it a second time will turn them off.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. So if you're ready, what we'll do is we'll jump into the vehicle. We'll take it outside so we don't hit the guys up and we're not poisoning inside here. And we'll go through the rest of this in the back. And hopefully Alex isn't too far away. We'll go through the rest of it while we get that done. is a single wash and a wipe. Sorry, a wash and a wipe. I can't speak today. And then pushing it up is slow, medium and high.
Yep.
And then on the end of the stalk, you've got the rear wipers. So the button on the end of the stalk is up and down as fast and slow. Yeah. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep. And you've got the time and the toggle timing on that dial there at the end as well. If you have the front wipers on and you put the vehicle in reverse, the rear wiper will activate automatically as well.
Yeah,
Okay. You've got the Ineos toot then on the front there, which is a nice friendly toot. So what we might do is tuck over to the right here, Jason.
I'll just pull up over on the right here.
Yeah, just what he's doing, but we'll see if we can get out of the way there.
All the way forward, you think?
Yeah, as far as you can without having to back it up when you're ready to go. Yep, that'll do. Alrighty, so back to your steering. So pressing the P at the top puts you into park. Shows up there. Yeah,
that's easy, isn't it?
Yeah, it makes life very easy. On the front of your steering wheel, you've got the OK, which is for any messages that pop up on your centre screen.
Yep.
You've then got volume control and toggling for music and stations as well.
Yep.
Yep. And you've got the toot, so you've got the more aggressive horn in the middle. Yep, that's it. And then you've got cruise control on the left. If you hit that cruise control button now, you'll see just below the speedometer, above the RPM, you've got your greyed out cruise control panel.
Okay.
Now when you get to a speed that you'd like to set your cruise control at, you hit set, it turns green and shows the speed that you've set it at.
Yep.
Okay.
And
cancel and resume, or you can adjust.
So it works the same presumably, like if you've got it on cruise and you have to brake because somebody's in front of you and then you get around them, you just push resume and it goes back.
That's it, exactly.
Yep. Awesome.
You've got answer and hang up phone there, and then you've got, if you use an AI assistant, you can activate it with that button as well. Your left stalk is for indicators, and your indicators will show up on the middle panel. And you've also got your lamps. So right now we've got it on off. If we use the toggle at the end there, you've got daylights, projectors on, and then auto, which adjusts during the day as the light adjusts.
And I assume that, if you have it on the daytime running lights, if you turn the ignition off, the lights go off?
Correct. So it'll take 60 seconds, but they'll turn off once you've locked it, And if you have your headlights on the front, your projectors on, and you want illumination to the rear, pressing this button on the front of the stalk will illuminate to the rear if you were hitching or doing something like that. Okay. On the end of the left stalk is your trip computer toggle. So if you press that button, you'll see the bottom left panel here will toggle through different options. One of those options is add blue. So if you wanted to know where your add blue is at, toggling through there will give you that add blue range there. And the vehicle will also, once it gets to 20% to empty on your add blue, it will prompt you that it's 20% top up soon. Okay. Lamp, so when your projectors are on, pushing forward will lock in high beam, and pulling it towards you will flash high beam. Okay, now they're projectors only. If you want your center auxiliary spotlights to be included in that, pressing this button will activate. When in high beam, they'll activate as well.
And that'll, once you turn the car off, that won't remember that?
It will remember that, but off-road modes, you've got to reset those, which you've probably seen on social media. And projector lights, they self-level at startup, but if you find they're not sitting where you want them to because you're running a bit heavy, you can adjust that there.
That's handy.
And then internal lights, lamps all have their own buttons, including the rear. If you want to turn them all on, pressing that will activate all internal lamps, and currently we have door activation will turn on all lights as well. Passenger airbag, because we're commercial, we do have the ability to turn this airbag off for children that may be sitting in the front. Probably not something you need, but there is a way to deactivate the passenger airbag. Okay.
Cool.
Jumping to the back here, we've got our 12-volt switches, which is one of the very popular options we've got in a Grenadier. Obviously, when ignition is on, you're 12 volts live. Okay. If you turn your ignition off, for example, if we had a fridge running in the back, right now it would be on. You turn the ignition off, that fridge would stop working.
Okay.
But if you wanted it to continue to run, turning on the main power switch will continue to run the fridge.
Cool.
Okay. Just important to remember to turn that off. If you've left the vehicle for a little while, it will draw down on your battery.
Yep.
If you had a UHF here, we install UHFs here quite regularly, or a reversing camera. Internal 1 and 2 is cabling that's sitting in the sidewalls of the footwell ready to go.
Yep.
So internal 1 would turn on your UHF, and if you had a reversing camera, internal 2 would turn that on.
Yep.
Okay. Exterior 1 is 10 amps of cabling behind the air filter in the engine bay.
Yep.
And exterior 5 is 25 amps also sitting in there.
Yep.
You got a exterior 4, which is 350 amps to the front winch if you want to install one in the future.
Yep.
You're ready to go. And exterior 2 is passenger side roof Deutsch connector.
Yep.
If you want to run a light bar or something to the top there, that's that one. And the other 3 are in series, which exterior 3.
Yep. Perfect.
Yeah. Off-road mode. So in conjunction with your obviously putting the vehicle into neutral, dropping down to low range, or locking your center diff, which is to the left, in high or low range, you can then activate off-road mode, which is a 1 second push and then a confirmation, which will put the vehicle into off-road mode, turns off traction control and gets ready to do some fun stuff. Once you're in low range, also in off-road mode, you can add wading mode.
Yep.
So that will allow you to cross a water crossing up to 800 mils, turns off the radiator fan, some of the warning lights, electrics, seat belts, alarms and whatnot.
Yep. Perfect.
Okay, and then downhill assist, gearing, including high and low range. Off-road modes also show up on that center panel.
Okay.
With high and low range, center locking diff. You've got your trip computer odometer. Then on our main screen here, this is all touch screen. So if I click on off-road mode, it will take us to those 5 tiles that come with every Grenadier. You can also hit shortcut modes down here, which are a better way to operate, safer than using the touch screen.
Sure.
Yeah, so using the little iDrive, which is like a mouse, if I click on the attitude screen, gives us pitch and roll, which turns yellow and red once you get to the extremes of the vehicle. You got wheel angle, altitude and G-force. You've got the temperature screen, which has oil, gearbox, transfer case temperatures. Each tyre has a temperature gauge plus PSI.
Awesome.
And I'll show you how to reset that once we get into the next setting menu. There's like a cookie crumb off-road GPS. It will tell you where it is and how to get back to somewhere, but most people use their phones for their GPS.
Yep.
This is handy if you don't have access to those. You've got your statistics screen, which is like a more detailed trip computer.
Yep.
And the last one is our electrical screen. So this is 87% to charge, which is a balance between the 2 batteries.
Yep.
Also tells you if you're charging or discharging, and temperature and volts.
Perfect.
Sounds good?
It does.
If we jump ahead to the settings screen and we go to the front settings screen, you've got a few different menus in here. We don't go through every one, but we do show you vehicle functions and then vehicle information. And this gives you engine oil, AdBlue, tyre pressure, battery, service interval, VIN number, total distance driven, software version and fuel level. So it gives you a few different details. If you wanted to run an engine oil measurement, you hit the measurement at level ground, it will tell you where the engine oil's at.
Yep.
Yeah. AdBlue, if you ever want to check your AdBlue, so we're right at 80% right now, which is where we want to be. Tyre pressure, so currently we have 37 and 38 PSI set on these. If you wanted to go a bit higher, we recommend 36 to 42 PSI.
Yep.
If you went around and adjusted it, you do that and then hit reset. And as long as it's at cold pressure, it will reset it at whatever you've gone with.
Yep. And then it has an alarm, does it? If it
6 PSI above and 4 PSI below, it will start to tell you, hey, something may not be right.
Yeah, sure.
And if you have driven for a bit and let's say you're going onto the sand, if it's not cold pressure, it doesn't let you reset because obviously PSI increases when it's hot.
Yep.
Yeah, so when it cools down, it will let you reset.
Okay. Hey guys, Jason here from Off the Beaten Path, here in Brisbane at the Ignition Car Centre. Ineos Grenadier here with Dicko. and this is the man that's helped me make this a reality and get me into a Grenadier, which, you know, for those of you that have followed the channel for a long time, you remember back in 2020, I did that first video on the Grenadier, and it's a vehicle I've been heavily interested in ever since, and today we're driving this one away, so thanks very much, Nico.
Our pleasure, Jason, and everyone, thank you very much for tuning in, and Jason, thank you for choosing us as your dealer. We've really enjoyed the process. Any of you guys want a great deal on a Ineos Grenadier, reach out. We're more than happy to help you.